Habari Dadas all over Kenya and East Africa. We are so glad you are watching us. This is KBC Channel 1. It's Sunday 4 p.m. and this is the Dadas Show. Today we want to talk about lessons from COVID-19. And Dadas, let's be honest, our money was hit. So today I'm joined by Rose from Dadas.
Yes.
Let's clap for ourselves.
We clap for ourselves. One, because we have survived this and we are here.
To be honest, I am so excited by the way, Rose, you are here. Because you are the only, your bank has a Dadas account. You are our big sister?
I don't know how to put it, but basically, we have a Dada proposition. It's not an account.
It's a Dada's proposition.
It is it's a value proposition that we came up with to address the inclusion of women in the financial system, in the financial world, and recognizing that, yes, we have some powerful Dadas who need support. Dadas are working hard. Dadas are multitasking and doing it so well. And of course, we are also Dadas physically, and so we need to interact with each other. So it is a story. There's a story behind there. So
let me tell you, I'm coming to the story of the Dadas proposition, but I'm told you are Dadas 001. You are the Dada 001 at the Dadas Stanbic Dada. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Rose Kamene, Gichuki. I am the head of women banking at Stanbic Bank of Kenya.
Wow, that's a very big title.
It is not. So now, to keep it short, they call me Chief Dada.
Chief Dada.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to keep it short. And then, of course, now you're saying Dada 001. So,
I think you are Dada 001.
So, kuna mambo mingi.
It will go down in history.
Yes.
When history is written,
others
it
call
will
me
go
Njau
down.
Dada, others call me Mama Dada. So, whatever it is, as long as we are doing Dada, tuko sawa.
Okay.
Yes. And
did you always
congratulations.
want? Oh, thank you.
For your
you know,
program.
I am so excited for you to be here. You know, I've waited for 1 year to get you here. Let me report you to the Dadas all over Kenya. And you know, we are watching. I went to Dar es Salaam, I found us being watched.
Yes.
I went to Kampala, I found us being watched.
Wonderful.
So all over, I will need to report you that it has taken us a year to get you here.
But Pauline, you know, as a Dada, that everything is in God's own time. This is the day that the Lord has made. When now you have me to yourself. Kabisa.
Asante.
Yeah, others we've been interacting with Dadas. It's not like we've been quiet.
Yeah.
We've been all over. I mean, you've seen us all over. So, and it was, we sort of had a crisis. So we needed to manage internally, manage what Dadas are going through. We were on air doing mental wellness, teaching them how to survive during this difficult time. So we were actually
busy.
Talking
to be
Dadas.
honest, you were flat out. Eh?
Yeah, so we are here. Today is the day for Dada on KBC.
We thank God.
Yes,
we
with
thank
another
God.
Dada. With another powerful
Dada.
Dada.
We thank God.
Yes, thanks.
Karibu sana, Rose. Did you always want to be a banker?
Me? I don't know whether I always wanted to be a banker, but at that time, BCom was the in thing. Yeah. BCom, being a lawyer, being... What else? What other career was it?
You a doctor. If you're not a doctor, or those
and then banking just looked gisty. And then I don't know whether it's because also of my background, our culture. I think my people also are a lot in the banking. My mom was a banker. My auntie was a banker. Her auntie was a banker. So they've worked for Habib. My mom worked for Habib for 30 years. My auntie was in Barclays for 40 years. Here I am in banking for 30 years.
30 years?
Wow.
Congratulations.
Almost. Yes.
Almost 30 years.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful space to be in.
Okay.
It was one of the best careers to be in those days. Very supportive, also of family, not demanding, doesn't take you away much, at least in those days.
Not too heavy, yeah?
Yes, it was. I mean, there's quite a lot that goes in. It's a lot of work-life balance, but it's not as... chaotic. It's structured.
It's structured. So
it's structured.
You can be able to have a family,
you could plan,
and you can do other things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Almost 30 years, man. That's something. Nikuzeeka. So, this proposition of Dadas, why? Why do we need a special proposition for women? What's the deal behind that? It seems very affirmative action. You know?
And we have no apologies for that.
Okay.
Because when we did our research over the last 2 years, from 2017 into 2018 and into 2019, when we launched Dada in when was this, June 2019, we had gone countrywide. We've gone to Mashinani, we've gone abroad, we've gone to see, and the results were amazing. They were all about that this woman is not, there's no financial inclusion for the woman. She's putting in savings, as in this country, 82% of our savings are from women, and they're only accessing 10% credit.
Oh.
They run 33% of all the SMEs in this country.
Okay, just say that again.
33%
so
of SMEs.
33% of SMEs are run by
women.
80% of what?
82% of all the savings accounts
are by women.
Are owned by women.
Owned by
As
women.
in, you guys are saving.
Yes.
But then you're not borrowing. You're only taking 10%.
We are like the Japanese.
Yeah. and then only 1% own land.
Wow.
So they have control, access, but no ownership.
Wow.
Are you getting?
Yeah.
So, and without ownership, again, you can't do so much. Yeah? So we just thought there's some element of exclusion. So we just thought, now, how can we help this woman? Because one, she's earning. She's doing a very good business. They are earning very good salaries. So they are, first of all, a good segment even for any bank for business. Then secondly, very good repayment record. Loan repayment. Number one, women do better at loan repayment. Then secondly, they are very cautious. They do their things with a plan, with mpango. And it can have its advantages and also disadvantages, which we will probably address when we get, as the show goes on. So basically, those were some of the reasons that were making us think, if we supported this woman, and you know what it means anyway, there's a common saying, everybody says it, that when you support a woman, you support everybody. We all came from a woman, whether you like it or not. The kakas, all of them, they've been supported by a woman somehow as they were growing from birth to wherever they are. The woman has played a very key role in all of us. So if we could empower this woman, she would probably do much more. And sometimes what she needed was so little. My friend, go to Gikomba. These guys are doing, they save daily.
Yeah.
They save daily, they borrow daily from platforms that have been created, which are very expensive, even first of all for them, some of these platforms, because I think some even interest rates is as much as
10%. It's ridiculous.
10% per month.
Day, per month.
Per month, per day. So let's even say it's per month. That is times 12 is 120%.
Yeah.
Yet there is funding available at between 12 and 14% per annum, which translates to less than 2% per month.
Per month.
Yeah. So why would she choose that and not this? Is it because she's lacking knowledge? Is it because she doesn't know?
Yeah.
So based on that survey and all that, we came up with the two areas that we needed to address: the financial area and the non-financial. Because that's what she told us she wanted. So she told us she wants to be able to borrow in the financial, save, protect, and also learn how to create wealth. On the non-financial, she told us she wants education, she wants information, she wants to network, and we can talk about wellness. Those are the things that matter to her. Yeah. So under Dada, those are the two spaces we are
so
playing.
There's education, and then there's the financial bit.
Yes. So like now, for example, we are here. What are we doing?
Education.
We are on the non-financial. We are doing not even much education, because education we can really go deep. Information.
Yes.
Do you know what is even available in the market? Do you know that you can get this at a cheaper price? Do you know this is a person selling this? Do you know this is happening in that country? What do you want? What are you looking for? Which industry are you in? What can we give you from where we sit? Because we have a very strong also research department. Yeah. Why are you going into quail farming? Is it because you saw Pauline going into quail farming? Why are you going into clearing? Why are you going into this? Are you even an expert? Do you even love doing what you love doing? I'm saying, we were just talking about our kids here, and some wake up and tell you, no, I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be an artist. Because you are the one who wanted to be an engineer. Maybe she is the one, she wanted to be an artist, but she had to do the the right thing for you. Yeah. So a lot of women are in that space, not because they want to be there, but because somebody else, they're just forced, because somebody else did it, I think I can do it, yeah.
So the last, say, 1.5 years, you've basically been in the space of launching, you know, sort of the dynamic of launching, educate, because I know you've done a lot of sort of education going out there, giving a lot of information. What could you give us some statistics? What are your current numbers? Or are you afraid of central bank?
No, why would we're one of the most compliant banks in this country. So, and we are proud of that. We are doing well. So far, like in as far as training, just alone this year, we've interacted with over 7,000 women.
Wow.
On one-on-one, on webinars, on virtual training, on physical training. When we were allowed to do a bit 20-20, 30-30, 50-50 year, pre-January, we did a lot of meetings with them. So COVID really also messed up for us, messed the party for us, because we would be all over sitting and just listening. Because one of the things the Dadas were telling us is that they're going into the financial world and nobody is hearing them, nobody respects them, nobody listens. When they walk into the bank, it's intimidating. You don't even know who to talk to. So as a bank, we've just taken on just focusing on this woman and listening to her. Everybody has been trained to do that. Great. To listen to the woman, to walk with her the journey. So we've learned in the last 1 year close to 1.5 billion so far.
1.5 billion.
Yes. We've created a kitty of almost 20 billion, which we are telling women, come, let's talk. We've done a few good things for them and secured facilities, because again, they don't own land. We've really tried to handhold their hand and then educate them, like, how do you survive COVID? Like, so many businesses closed. Remember, we talked about it.
In fact, that's my next question.
Yeah.
How was 2020? Was tough.
It
was a really tough year. And sometimes I feel sad when I was, you know, because we've talked quite a bit. I remember when we were talking about you coming on, it was in the beginning of the year, and then I remember we had this conversation where you were like, Pauline, right now we're in the middle of COVID, we cannot think. Just allow us to, first of all, sort out where we are. What happened to first of all, let me begin with the banking. The reason I'm asking is because I am a customer, and I noticed that quite a few of the costs were waived.
Yes.
Even to today, and I really want to thank you. Let me plug in whoever the CEO of this bank is, because I'm their customer. Please continue zero mobile banking, my transfer. We thank you for it. Asante sana. But what happened to your own jobs at the bank? What happened to that?
Well, luckily for my employer, he cares for us. Those guys care for us. They took care of us. They ensured, first of all, we were split. Guys were working from home.
Wow.
They facilitated you to actually work from home. Have computers. They had buses that are bringing the staff that were coming. Remember when there was a lot of panic in the beginning. So we were very well covered. We were brought in because we had to serve you also. We are essential services.
You are.
But then even as we are essential services, remember we also have family. We also have worries. We are human.
Yes.
Just like the caregivers. And we really, I think we saluted them on May 1st through our Facebook pages. We told them asante sana, and we continue to salute them as a bank because it's not easy. So we have staff who are working from home, and the ones who are really, really needed to be in the bank were really very well protected. We had to restructure the bank. If you go into the banking halls, there are all these machines as you walk in, baggage, temperatures, the barriers, the glass. We had to move from public areas where you are really directly exposed to create spaces where, first of all, safety of the customer, safety of the staff, and everybody who is walking into that bank needed to also feel protected and safe. So we value our customers that much. We value our staff that much. So there was a lot of restructuring around that. On the financial end, of course, those costs that you're saying,
I know. I hope this does not end. Really continue to be nice to us. I really did notice that the cost of banking really came down.
Yes.
Did you take a hit as a bank?
Of course, we did as a bank. There was that element. I mean, it was income to the bank. We still had to pay. Like, for example, it was an M-Pesa thing, and it was banks came together and decided, okay, we won't charge this, we won't charge that. There was so much that, for example, our bank did. We even went as far as restructuring loans for our business people. Because everybody, basically, not just women this time. It's anybody who wanted a loan restructured. We were able to talk to you. You were able to tell us, my business has closed. This has happened. I can only repay 5,000 instead of 10,000. So we sat down and talked. And it is something we actually encourage. Everybody, if you're in debt, please don't fear your bank. Go and talk. Go and enter into an agreement
don't
of sorts.
Disappear, because they have to run after your cars.
The debt will be there, whether it is today, whether it is tomorrow. It will still be there. Remember, this is bank money. It's like when you borrow from me, I mean, I expect you to pay. Yeah. So even when you borrow from a bank, don't fear to go and say, this has happened. Can we walk this journey together at my pace?
Yeah.
And then see what your bank does. So we did restructure. We did give people repayment holidays. We continue to walk the journey with our customers. We did train them, because we also noticed that when businesses closed, there was mental health became an issue. Depression. Guys are at home. People are multitasking. They are teaching their children. They are in the middle of it. There is a Zoom. You're writing a report. You're not used to this kind of environment. Even maybe some you didn't even have the right environment to work from, but you have to work from home. So it's been So we had webinars on how to survive business resilience, what to do. We teamed up through our foundation, Stanbic Foundation. We teamed up with Facebook to bring the new skills of how to do business from home. We did mental health. We did how to survive. We did how to even calculate your costs. We went the financial way, because people had more time in their hands when we were under total lockdown. So what exactly did they want to learn? We asked our customers, what do you want addressed? And with our partners, IFC, Passion Profit, and all those trainers, we were able to bring, we were able to serve our customers in that space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have a Financial Fitness Academy, which has been doing a fantastic job, just teaching people on new ways of how to save, how to create wealth, how to stabilize this business.
Financial
Financial fitness.
Funny. I belong to this bank and I never see any. How come? Don't you send me? Am I not?
But I thought you told me you were receiving some emails.
I used to receive some few things, but now there's financial fitness. What's that? Is that if you're in the Dada's account? Or?
No, basically as a bank, we have a Financial Fitness Academy under the Wealth team. So it is a 3-hour course. It is free.
Okay.
So if you have staff like 20 to 25 people, we can come together and take you through it.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened to your people now, the mamas, the Dadas?
The Dadas. The Dadas.
How did they cope with? How have they been coping?
Let me tell you, Dadas are resilient. Pauline, Dadas are resilient. There are some who just resegmented. They just totally, if this closed, they just picked on something else. I'm saying you've seen all sorts of things.
Yeah.
First of all, if you go on the platforms now, Instagram, Facebook, what are you seeing? On your phone, how to use WhatsApp for business. Those are things they've been trained on, and they are actually on those platforms. Their businesses are online. If we can't do it kwa soko, tutaenda pahali muko. And they actually did it. You've seen them. Kiambu Road became what is it called? A market.
It's a market.
Boots.
It became boots.
Yeah.
So those are the Dadas.
Hairdressers came to your house.
Yes.
They did your nails in your house. So people just resegmented, went into other sorts of businesses that were making sense, because people must eat, people must make money, life must go on, we must live. Yeah, and then also I think they learned to take one day at a time. Yeah, and during that holiday also they reskilled. Yeah, they learned how to do their businesses differently. They were in all sorts of. We invited them for the webinars and they attended dutifully and learned so much about their businesses and how they can do their businesses differently. Okay. Yeah.
I think my question also is about what kind of a character do you have to be to have survived COVID-19? Because I think one of the things I noticed is that certain types of people survive trauma better than others. Did you notice any trend when it came to survival of COVID-19?
Okay. Are you addressing it? You know, there's the issue of character, there's the issue of training, there's the issue of acquired skills.
Whatever.
So Dadas came in all sorts. There are those who are really down. There are those who are very courageous, who came and decided, I'm starting again, and did not fear to start again from where they stopped. And all they needed was that 1 million, that 2 million, that 5 million. I've diversified into logistics, I've done this, I want to do this. There are those who are just very courageous. There are those, of course, who sat at home and decided this is the new me, and we supported them from wherever they are, whatever it is they wanted to do from their spaces at home. Because again, also, I think this thing taught us that we actually don't have to be in the office.
Yes.
You can work from anywhere.
Absolutely.
You can make money anyhow. You can be online and be paid to be online.
Yes.
And I think also we discovered that we put in more hours when we are out there than we are in there. We've been meeting Yani back to back and filing good reports and still survived this thing. So for me, it's I keep saying that this thing has taught us a lot of things, and whatever it is that you learned during this season, it was not in vain. It said that one day you look back and whatever you used to survive will be somebody's survival guidelines in future.
Okay.
One day maybe you'll talk about this story and be saying, COVID happened, and during COVID this is what I did, and this is how I survived, and that will be somebody's survival guideline.
Pre-COVID, Rose, because I want us, we'll talk about lessons from COVID. Pre-COVID, what were some of the things you noticed about women when they run businesses that are perhaps one of their struggle? What are their struggle areas? What do women generally struggle with that, you know, that is gender, that is part of their gender story?
That is really wow, it's women.
Story, this is a woman thing.
Yeah.
For example, I almost heard you say that women are very cautious.
They're very cautious. They're very cautious. They have long, you know, you see, like today we are talking.
Yes.
See, we are talking about come to the bank. Come, we are ready for you. You will find first, they will go and find somebody who knows somebody who banks in that bank, who has benefited from this or not. They will want to go and read on it again. So we could talk today and they come next month. So first of all, they're very, Then they have long-term vision. Then on top of that, they, what else do we say? They record keeping. They need to keep their records properly, their books, and we've seen a great improvement because we've been harping on it, such that even if you're in a chama and it is unregistered, how are you keeping your records of that unregistered? Because you're in a chama that is contributing.
Do you know that is so?
Yes.
Do you know how those chamas run? Rose? No, I mean, quite a few of them. There are no books. Luckily, if somebody does not pay, you are like this all of me, and you know who has not paid, who is late.
So I keep saying there are many types of chamas. There are the ones that are progressive, the investments. There are others, like some are mean. We just decided, apana, this is not working, but we love each other. So let's just socialize. And you know, there are very few places where women just meet to just be themselves, to laugh and to motivate each other socially. It's good for mental health. It's just good to sit back sometimes and look at life from a different lens. But it is very important for even that unregistered one to keep records if you intend to borrow.
So that's one of our biggest weaknesses.
For a bigger development. Because you see, sometimes saving takes time.
Yes.
Yes. So, and the value of money, you know, the shilling today will not be the same shilling tomorrow. So sometimes you put in some big amount now, like let's say you buy a land, it is 50,000. Then 3 years down the line, the same land is 3 million bob. So sometimes you have to get into debt just to create, to enhance development.
So do you
or
think
to
we are too
fast
slow?
track.
Because I noticed that men don't make up, but at least they give it
They
a
try,
shot, you know?
yes, and they are courageous. That thing of like us when you go for a job interview and a dude has 2 qualifications and you have 9 out of 10, you still won't approach. This dude has 2 out of 10. He will be in that interview room.
True.
You will be there thinking, gosh, I don't have this, and then you dismiss.
And then you're like, I won't apply for
I won't
this
even
job.
approach. So there are all those things, and what we are doing is we are telling them, be courageous in what you do, because you do it so well. You do it so well. You do so well.
Is it, and this is very important for women to understand, because I think sometimes when we don't understand this, my daughter keeps telling me that saving is not the answer. Investing is the answer. How true is it? You know, as we are taught to hoard. If you have somewhere where you're just storing, una hoard to wake up, there's hope. But now my daughter keeps saying, Mom, there's no point of saving. You have to invest. You know, you have to invest. If you're not investing, the value of money is coming down. Please explain this to me and some other dadas. We're in chamas. We have put money somewhere. We have a piggy bank. Zingine ziko chini ya mattress. You know.
No, just invest. Just invest. I mean, look at what has happened in so many areas. Some of these areas, the property was 50K. Because a road passed, the damn plot now is 15 million. Yeah. And that was just 3 years, 5 years ago. Yeah. So it is good to invest. It is good to talk to your bank, and not necessarily in the plot. Even in your business, grow your capital. You have a shop. Why do you have scattered scones here, mafuta pale there, and you can stock the whole shop and everybody? Because when you go to a shop, you want it to be a one-stop shop. Even the estate shop, you want to be able to find your milk, your bread, your brown bread, your white bread, your long-term milk. You want to find Rina, you want to find Siji, you want to find various brands, not just one brand within that shop. So that's how you decide that I'll be visiting this shop more often because they have everything that you want. So it is good sometimes to look at those options. We are not saying savings is bad, because also savings is good for a rainy day. We, like now, for example, the people who had a good kitty, they were able to cushion their businesses. The ones who had not thought about how else they can survive in case of an emergency, where do I go, what do I do? Those ones also had difficulty surviving this thing. The other thing that we find is that women do not separate their personal na biashara. Kila kitu is in one space.
This is what I wanted to ask you. Not even money, but even their lives.
Yes.
Everything is
Then you are affected our personal lives, marital lives. Because our marital, it comes there, it changanishas you, it wakes you in another space there where you can't think straight. So how to separate our monies, our personal from our businesses is very important.
I know.
And you come and ask somebody, do you pay yourself a salary? They're like, what is that? Because they just pick from the business. They just keep picking. A child wants, you just go and pick. There's no plan. Yeah? There's no plan. So at least separate your personal life from also your business life. Okay. Yeah.
We have to go into a break. When we come back now, we'll do lessons. Yes. Because I think they are very critical lessons that we learned in COVID-19. They say COVID-19, what has happened, we can't go back.
Yes.
Going forward, how is it that women will, what are some of the things you'd like to tell women about going forward? What's the future and how do we manage money as we go into the future? Yeah? Okay, so we're going into a break. We'll be right back with Rose. Don't go too far.
Okay, so thanks.
So we are back and we're talking about lessons from COVID-19. And today we are very privileged to have Chief Dada from Stanbic Bank, Rose. And we've been talking about some of the things that women do, some of the mistakes we make that cause us to struggle in business. And I wanted us to talk about lessons from 2019. They say that COVID, after COVID, things will never go back. And I was sitting with some friends recently, a lady, and she said she was in events, and she said events will never come back. So she's now starting to think about going into events, doing virtual events. She's even invested in virtual events because she said the old events that she used to do, the conferences, those will never come back. And so there are things that have moved that will never come back. So when it comes to finances and money and managing business and managing even careers and money, what are some of the lessons that now we must begin to think about?
So I think, first of all, the year is 2020. I think you said 2019, and then
yes,
secondly,
sorry, 2020. Oh.
2020 has been the year we cannot forget. It was 2020 vision 2020, and then secondly, the events actually shut down, Kabisa. But I think the woman can see there's some hope now. You can hold 50 people. We can hold them in open spaces. Yes. We can do up to 100. So there's a starting point, and like she says, now we're going into virtual conferences. Yeah. In the last few months, 2 months actually, we've had some very big global conferences successful. Yeah. So I think, like you say, she's very right in that now what does she need to invest in? Yeah. What is the new normal? What is needed? Look at people who are selling, I don't know, what?
Because even trainers, so yes. I met this trainer, he's a gentleman, and he told me he used to do training, you know, the ones of training companies, and people would come into a room and train. Yes. And so I was expecting that he's really had a hard year. So I even said, oh, Pauline, you know, he said, listen, I'm making more money than I used to make.
Ever made.
Because today, I no longer pay for hotels. I no longer pay for meals. People are seated in their homes. Even corporates will invite me and tell me, come and train our people. It's virtual. And every money I make is mine. So I'm doing very well. I'm having a great time. Exactly. And suddenly it dawned on me. He said, and not even that. He said, before I was limited to regional, but today I can train somebody in South. I can train a corporate in South Africa. Yes. Seated in my office.
Very easily.
I can train Nigeria seated in my office.
So what did he need to do? He needed to reskill. Yes. Let's even take him, for example. Invest in new equipment, as in a proper phone with good sound, or a laptop, or a webcam, lights,
you know. And then a bookshelf. I hope you have a bookshelf. Yes. The one that sits behind
you. the goodness is with technology, you can even be, you can have a background that you're in the beach, or you're in an office, or you can have whatever background you want.
A bookshelf. Yeah. He bought some lights.
Yes.
And now he's an international trader, seated in his room. Exactly. He's having the time of his life. Exactly. So I think even as Dadas, we need to change the way we think.
There are even some people, they were running clinics that are fixed. There are people like with a clinic, and the clinic is in a certain location in a mall, and they've been contracted now by companies, corporates, to be like their provider, their health provider on a one-on-one basis. Like, as in, you come and test us in the office, you come and do things in our space. We are not stepping out. So there's been so much changes, so much reskilling. So it's for us to think, what is the new norm and what is required? Where do we need to go? And how do we need to go there? What do I feel like doing in this new season? Because I think also people have sat down and reflected on who they are, what they are, their strengths, their relationships, even within that house, who is stronger in what and who is doing what. And we have also learned how to share responsibilities. Our men were not used to the kind of lifestyle they've been put through in the last few. They've also reskilled. They've also learned, Allah.
Which one?
You can wash a baby also, you know. You can cook because things are thick here, you know. So they've also had to rethink. So it's how you redesign your new space, how you cooperate within your personal space and your business space. Okay. Those two things have become very important. Okay. How you balance the two, your personal and your business. Because sometimes now, the businesses now are fully at home.
Yes.
How are you balancing? Yeah. The baby, the husband, the business, the office, the client abroad, where me time, how you allocate your time. So time management became very important. Being on a call on time. I mean, Zoom meetings are timed. Do you remember? And it times out.
It used to times out at 40 minutes.
By the time we learned that you can actually pay for it and buy it.
$15 and get Zoom. Yes. You had been locked out of meetings.
You've come in late, there you find things happened and people. So time management. So we've had to rethink and restructure how we do things. And
you use a really good word. Reskill.
Reskill yourself, yeah. Reskill.
What does that mean?
Reskill is like if you knew, let's say, okay, I mean, computer, look at the digital world. We did D-Base, I don't know, COBOL, those days.
Yes.
How much has that space changed? Every day you're doing new ways of reporting business, new ways of even the phones. Look at what the phone is doing right now. You can be talking to somebody and you're going into another, and every day you're learning something new. And the kids are very good teachers in how to use technology. I mean, I used to think Instagram was such a big deal. And we were even telling our kids, it's bad to be on Instagram, it's bad to be on Facebook. We were discouraging them from that space. Now everybody's there, all the business, even you are in there, even because you're putting in your business there. Yeah. So things have changed, and every day you're reskilling, you're relearning, you're learning, relearning, and re-empowering yourself, even recycling yourself to be able to do what you want to do.
I have a question about the new normal. In the old normal, we thought of money as cash. Yeah, we thought of money as cash, and we thought of investment in very traditional ways. Investment was maybe a kafiroti, I don't know, money in a circle. What will be the new ways that we'll start thinking about money now? What are the new investment opportunities in your mind going forward?
No, there are many. And I can tell you that people are widely read also. I see a lot of people e-trading, for example. In the forex trading, they are all over. I see people on those cryptocurrencies, although
as a
from
bank,
where I sit, we are not encouraged. And people are doing all sorts of things online. People are being paid for services, virtual services, by international companies to work for them locally from home. As in, you can be an employee of Google International and you're seated in Kenya and in your house and in your village even, because now there's network everywhere. So there are very many areas, securities, equities, and that's where we come in with the Financial Fitness Academy, because they bring that wealth class into your space. So it depends on what you want to go in. Yeah.
So, so when it comes to being financially fit as a woman going forward in COVID-19, what are some of the basics? And I know some of these basics still remain the same basics. But what are some of the basics? Because, for example, I learned, my big lesson from COVID-19 was, if you don't have money to cushion yourself somewhere, you are dead meat. You need some cash. Because I think we have too many assets. I don't know. Me, I'm speaking for myself. I was cash deficient. Like when COVID-19 came, there's no time to sell a plot.
You must have some liquid, something that can liquefy very fast. Like you say, the stock markets didn't really stop. So that's one thing. You can sell a share quickly. Things that turn into cash quickly. Because people, it was tough. You have a house. It's on mortgage, you're paying a loan, and the tenant has decided he's downscaling to create more cash. So he moves out of your house and you're left with this mortgage. So that tenant is smart, because he's trying to, he has seen, I earn 100,000, I am not going to pay somebody 80,000. My income right now is, so he has moved into a house probably out of just here around, and the express highway is coming into a place like at River, where the rent is 35,000, 25,000, and he's doing well. He has not died. He's alive and well. So it is just weighing the way you do things and what you want to do and where your money is going. Like I keep challenging women and I keep telling them, there are so many people who could be saving even that 100 bob a day into 3,000 bob a month, because that's what it adds up to, into 30,000 in 10 months, into 300,000 in another 10 months, But we are so busy with Viusasa and Sikiza tunes and the things that just are draining our incomes.
So we are spending on things that are... And also we don't think that 10 bob is a lot of money.
Yes, but COVID taught us.
I know.
It taught us that is a lot of money that we can do with just, look at your hair, it's cut. That's it.
Oh yeah, my hair has been cut to save money. I mean,
that's it.
People think it's a hairstyle, but it's actually to save money. You say I cannot afford the salon. The salon or whatever is no joke. But generally, as a rule of thumb, how much reserve cash should you have? Like you should have...
We always say that try and save at least 40 to 30% of your money should be
in savings.
In some savings, or doing something that will make you wealthier. Then spend the rest. Then stop being emotional, because we're also very emotional. Like we say, separate business from your personal. And the other thing is our backgrounds and religion, two things that tend to just move us in all sorts of emotional directions.
Explain the background and religion. This is interesting. I've even sat up.
No, what I'm saying is that sometimes we are overstretched. Baka, we become miserable in the process of trying to meet the demands of some relative. I keep saying sometimes you don't have money. Let's say something has happened, somebody has passed on, and you don't have
don't have money for Njau. You wake up here in a WhatsApp group.
Kuna WhatsApp group ya Njau. You go to Fuliza to borrow to go into this so that you can be seen that you changat. Sometimes it's not necessary. There's the other service. Go and cook tea. Go and serve in that house. In fact, I keep saying people who are thanked are people who actually went to the homestead as opposed to the ones who wrote in the book. The prayers will be, they'll be praying, oh, we thank the people who came here and who have been with us through the week, comforting, consoling, cooking tea and all that. Yeah. So there are many ways of skinning this cat. Just look at where your expenses are going. Why are you enriching? And I'm not saying don't go there and buy these things. But if some of these things are actually costing you and they are not necessary. So the thing is, let's review as women where our money is going, who we are giving it to. We even have relatives who know when to time you. When you get paid on a certain date, they know your income comes on 24th. They will call you, they'll ghost you the whole month until 24th, then DM, hi, how are you doing? Then you're there. Supporting. Not to say that you should not support, but what I'm saying is that let's be conscious of of where our costs are going to, what we are spending it on, unnecessary stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's the other question of debt. I think these are tough times, and I think, as you've just said, 1.5 billion borrowed.
Yes.
What is good debt? I know that question is not in that paper. I just remembered. I needed to ask this question. Could you tell us what is good debt and what is bad debt?
Good debt
as a banker.
Good debt is something that you're investing in that will come back to you, that will give you a good return, that will make sense. But bad debt is like, for example, if you buy a car.
On debt.
Yes, on debt. And a car, what does it come with? It comes with other expenses. It takes away, basically. Lazima weke fuel, you must insure it, you must service it, it's taking. Good debt is what brings in, what grows, what builds, yeah.
So and the way we like cars, Aki, what does this mean?
No, we like cars because you can afford to, because you've made other plans to ensure that.
Yeah, but many of us, we borrow money to buy cars.
But you see, if the car is working for you, is facilitating. So it can fall in both ways. Yeah, you've worked hard, you've earned this car. It like if you're buying a car for business, it is for that work. I have a car because I have to go to work. I have to meet women. I have to go and look for market in Naivasha. I have to go and look for and it's convenient. It will take me there faster. I will meet more people
and it's probably cheaper.
And probably come. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It will be cheaper. Yeah. So
what about mortgages? Things like mortgages, you know,
depends on when you're taking it. If you take it earlier on in life, it's cheaper. Yeah. As opposed to now when you're 54 and you're trying to get a mortgage and you have 6 years to repay, it can be quite tight. Yeah. Okay. So basically it depends on what you're doing. But what we are saying as a bank is that in whatever space, do not be shy to tell your story. Yeah. Because there's always a meeting point. There'll always be a meeting point. If we can, we will. If we can't, we will show you how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you know you are doing badly financially? At what point do you realize I'm in a hot spot?
When you're minus, kabisa.
When you
you know, you do things, baka yani, you can't even give yourself 5 bob. You can't pay even for basics.
Please explain that.
You can't
I need you to explain that. You know, you said you can't pay yourself 5 bob.
Yes.
So if I have money, I get my salary. It's 100,000, and I spend
150.
I spend
because
I spend. Okay, so there are 3 scenarios. One, I spend 60,000.
Yes.
One I spend 110,000, and the other one I spend exactly 99,000. At what point do you, as a bank, say, Nani, you need, okay, I know at 110 you are doing very badly.
Yeah.
But at 99, am I doing any better?
You know, sometimes you could be at that 110, but you've invested in something that will give you that 10 on top, or whatever it is you invested, could give you. So it depends. Yeah. It depends on what is it you're doing. Yeah. But basically, where you get to a place where you're working and you're borrowing, your salary gets finished and then you're borrowing, or you're never in credit at any given time. Yeah. And your business, or for example, if it's your business, it's not even fluctuating. It's always in overdraft.
Yes.
So when does it show healthy fluctuations, like you're making money, you're making profits, you're doing well. You've borrowed because you are buying this so that you can sell, so that you make extra money. So if you are buying it at 100 bob, you should be able to make that 100 bob plus more. So the account, when you're paid or when you sell,
at some point,
it should
money
clear the 100 and there should be a credit.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in a overdraft, like it's a hardcore account, even the
That's
bank
what you
will
call the
find
hardcore account. Today we now know what you are called. A hardcore account.
There is always minus. There's no day it ever goes into credit. Yeah? There's no day it will ever go. So what kind of business are you in? Yeah.
But don't you see that a lot?
It depends.
Exactly. Or is it the women I know? Should I change my circles?
No, I think basically, especially when we are salaried, I think the thing is to live within our means. Yeah. Just basically try and live within your means. I mean, if you are earning, say, a certain figure, like give me a low figure, like 100 is the lowest. There are people who earn even 15, even 20, even 30.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go into the soko.
Yeah.
There is flour, ugali flour.
Yes.
And you know where it ranges from.
Yeah.
102 to
150.
Okay, you have market.
No, I'm not. Okay, 125.
There's ugali of grinding.
Yeah,
maize. You take it to the maize mill, and these days we have very posh millers. You can pick maize from your farm, and they give you very fine unga. So if you're earning a certain level, you don't have to do ugali of 180. You can do ugali of 35 bob per kilo, and it's still ugali. And even anything healthier ugali,
in fact,
you know where
ugali,
it's coming from.
Yeah. It's better ugali because the skin is still there.
Yeah, everything, quality, it settles in your stomach nicely.
Yeah.
So this thing is personal.
Yeah.
This thing is a character thing. This thing is a focus thing.
Okay.
And then not all of us can be in that space where we what do you call it? Where we all succeed in business, because again there's the issue of background. Who taught you? Yeah, there are some people who've walked this journey by themselves through thick and thin and become experts at business. So the determination, they are born entrepreneurs, and even if some are not born, they've gone in there and made sure that they've taught themselves. But character comes into focus sana.
And we'll explain what that means, because that's really important.
You see, character is so important in that who are you? What do you stand for? What are your values? There are people who want shortcuts. There are people who will do anything to get rich quick. But get rich quick, you haven't learned anything, you haven't done anything, you've gone, you've stolen, and now people are admiring you. Yet, that is not your money. Even that money you've seen, it never goes anywhere. The business just crumbles eventually. So your character, are you honest? Are you hardworking? Are you determined? Are you focused? Who are you learning from? What are we handing down? You know, who taught you? Where are you coming from? So there's so many things that play into personal success, into business success, all those things. Because like some of us, I mean, maybe I didn't go into business because none of my parents were in business. Yeah. They were in employment. So that looked like a safer route. But the ones who are maybe born into business, you'll find they started selling, they were working in that shop, in the factory with their fathers. So naturally, you'll find they can easily go into that space.
Okay. I think the other thing I wanted to find out from you, when you talk about lessons for 2019, from 2020 going forward, as banks, what will you be looking for when you're financing businesses? from now on? Will you, besides character, of course, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure the first thing you check is whether we have CRB loans. God is seeing you people.
No, but what we are saying...
CRB, what is it?
You see that there, that's where also these things come in, and that's why we are saying, reorganize your, honor your debts, yeah? Because when you borrow with a purpose, don't just borrow to go and get married or to go, have a reason why you're borrowing that money, that it will come back with some profit or some earnings for you. Yeah?
I'm so
or
sad.
It's a
Borrowing to get married is not a real reason.
No, you want to borrow to get married. You start in debt. Huh?
Well, I mean, if there's no, the wedding committee has not come through, what shall we do? And we must have a wedding, people must eat.
See, you just work with the budget you have, because if you go to church, 4 of you plus 3 relatives, you'll be fine. The priest will marry you. He will get you guys, will unite you in matrimony, and then you can go out to Njugunas and have nyama choma, or go to Karura Forest and have a picnic and take very nice photos in Karura. You don't have to have a 1 million bob wedding. Eh? Na kwanza these days, the way there are nice spots, if you tembea Kenya, uko kwa majani, uko mpigwe picha, even take with your phones, very clear. The phones nowadays have serious technology. You don't even need videographer, you don't need... So, that's what we're saying, it's choices have consequences. So, you have to choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to choose what
So you're going to be looking for...
So we'll be looking for, okay, fine. Let's say, for example, you've gone on Fuliza, and most of us, even sometimes it just comes without you knowing, because you don't, the inconvenience of going to top up, you just find yourself Fuliza-ing, or you've gone and borrowed with these platforms that are lending. Pay. Just honor your debt, because if you can't do that debt, that small debt, and you're coming to me to tell me I'm in CRB because, and remember these days systems are connected. We can see you. We put in your ID, we know Pauline owes Fuliza. Ako kwa CRB pale. Yeah, because of 500 bob. And then now Pauline comes and tells me she wants 1 million.
Yeah.
You want a whole million. So you can't pay 500 and you want me to trust you with 1 million.
Wow.
Does it make sense?
You see, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
We don't know that we are all interconnected. You see, as we think
so
that once I'm in Fuliza, the bank does not know. So you guys can know. I mean, you're all interconnected, isn't it?
Right now, it is important that you keep a good credit record, and also your name. Yeah, yeah. Because I think we'll get to a place where even the interest rates that you will be getting in time, it will be based on your credit record. Wow. If you're a good payer, if you're a good performer, get lower interest rates. If you are high risk, get a higher interest rate.
That's where we are getting to now,
Yeah,
isn't
we'll
it?
get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed even with insurance in cars, if you have a good record,
yes,
you don't cause accidents, you get a better rate. If you are high risk, you get a horrible rate.
So take care of your name. That is the future. How will people know you? People, in fact, right now, if I wanted to know who Pauline is, I just need to Google.
Yes.
Pauline Njau, it gives me story. Pauline was this, Pauline went. Go to Facebook, I find you. I can tell something about you. So there are very many ways of finding you, of knowing who you are. But one of the things is that keep a good name, be honest in whatever, be honest to yourself, to others, do business in a straight way. And most of all, I think God has brought us thus far for some reason. So also, I think faith plays a very key part in how you develop and how your business goes. You have to be at peace with yourself also. Yeah.
Okay. I think the wonderful thing that COVID taught us, the one thing I must say, which I'd like you to comment before you give me your parting shot, is for the first time we've integrated business and family.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed that. For the first time, you are not this Mama Haria.
Yes.
You are traveling all over to China. I don't know what. Yes. Suddenly, everybody now went home.
Yes.
And we had to sort of become family people. You had to go home somewhere. You know, you were not all over the place. How did you see that in sort of in banking?
I think it's been beautiful for relationships and for the family unit, because I think we had reached a place where we were in this rat race. Yes. Everybody going in their own direction, children, and even we are reaping. We are reaping from that. You can see what the children are doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it either they were not used to, there were no parents at that time, so it's too late to correct them, or they are rebelling because their parents are at home and either are too busy or something. But it's teaching us there's a purpose. There was a reason why COVID. Me, I'm totally convinced that yes, it was bad, but we also picked some very valuable lessons. The family unit came together. We discovered how to do business differently. We discovered you won't die if you don't apply lipstick. Yes, we discovered how to position. We discovered bigger markets. Guys are on platforms now. They are being seen globally. It's the new way of doing things even for Africa, and I'm glad. It's like we've been fast-tracked to the first world all of a sudden. Yeah. So I love where we are going, and I think there'll be greater things. They will see more resilience with our people, with the Dadas. They've also become very strong. They've also discovered what they want to do, how to survive. You know, we are strong already. Now imagine you're thrown with your office, with your children, with everybody in that house. You've had to really re-engineer how you do your things, reorganize, plan. We've become better planners of our time, of everything. Yeah, so I think it's been quite a season. And the thing is, don't be afraid to come to the banks. Talk to the banks. Let us know what is it, what are you planning, what are you thinking. Have a plan.
So do you have a parting shot for the Dadas? This is your camera.
What I want to say.
Chief Dada.
Chief Dada says we are ready. We have trained our people. We have money to give for biashara. We have both unsecured, secured loans. I'm encouraging you to love yourself, to empower each other, and that's why we are creating this platform for information, for education. We want you guys to network among each other because we discovered that, oh, this one has this one has what I need, this one has what I want, and this one can supply me. Yani you can do business with each other and very powerfully at that. Then seize any opportunities as they come. Be open-minded, look out there, go online. If you're interested in something, you just need to Google and see how it works. I remember we've been doing, do you know right now, my mom is growing kiwi fruits and I don't know what at home. She's a YouTube farmer. So there's a lot of information online. There's so many areas you can use your talents in. There's so many opportunities, that have come through. And for the Dadas, some have been hit really hard. I think just pick yourself up, just dust yourself. You're still here. Imagine you're still alive and God has blessed you with a new day. So just go out there and encourage yourself and do it. If you can't, if you are surrounded by people again who are toxic, just find a way. Find a way of walking away from that toxic environment, that negative environment that is telling you that you can't, because I believe you can. Yeah, I believe you can.
Thank you.
Yeah, I believe you can.
Chief Dada.
Yeah.
We will have you back. I have been trying to get Chief Dada to join Dadas so that we can see how both of us can get together.
Yeah.
So please write online and force Chief Dada to do something.
Yes.
So from all of us here at Dadas.
And you know, I forgot to tell them to visit our websites.
Yes.
Yes, they can visit Dada. Yeah. Dada by Stanbic. We are on all social media handles. Please get in touch with us. Feel free to call us, to write to us, to tell us what it is that you want, to come and open accounts, to even just discuss your business. Okay. We are ready for you. We are open. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
And
asante and apologies, and thank you so much.
Karibu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dadas, for watching us. You've had it. Lessons from COVID-19 in the year 2020. This year we will not forget for a long time. Take care and baraka.
Asante sana.